Okay, and we're here with another episode of Conversations with Neighbors, another special one. We have the cover of the November paper. Mahta, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Mahta is a remarkable young woman who has taken the world by storm in multiple arenas. A 20-year-old karate athlete and a relentless advocate for youth empowerment, especially for young women in sports.
Yes.
Super pumped to have you here today. So we'll start off with the journey of karate. You started karate at 5 years old and quickly escalated. Give me the journey of that, getting into it and the experience.
I'd love to. So I get asked this a lot, and it's really interesting for people. They see me a little petite woman who does karate. So I started karate at the age of 5, and let me tell you, I was so hyperactive. Like, I would climb up walls, I would put on Shakira songs and do choreographies for my parents. I would play at the park for 5 hours a day. I had so much energy, and because of this, my parents decided it would be efficient to put me into a sport. So I did ballet for a little while because I love dancing, but I felt as though that wasn't enough. So they put me into karate, something that's beneficial, that will help me in the long term, and as an outlet for my energy. When I went in there, I loved it. My karate outfit was so big for me that my belt was on the ground. My karate gi, it's called a karate gi outfit, was so big on me that I would just get lost in it. But I loved it so much that I kept at it, and I told my parents that I want to stay in karate and I want to compete. So here I am, 15 years later, and I actually started competing as an elite karate athlete around 7 to 8 years ago. When I was 13 years old, there I competed in my first national tournament. I got bronze, and then I went on to compete at my first international tournament, and there I got second. So it was a very surreal experience, and I enjoyed it, and I feel like it really shaped me to become the person that I am today. So here I am, 7 years later, going at it strong and hopefully going to do it for the long term.
Do you remember the feeling of going to that first competition at 13?
Oh my God. I never forget. It was something like, you know when you have a dream and when you achieve that dream and you just realize that, oh, I just did that. That was me in that moment that I was on the podium. I was 13 years old. I had to diet. I had to lose a couple of kilograms. At 13 years old, I was training every day, sometimes twice a day. And this was me at 13. And that was such an incredible experience that helped me become who I am today. I've learned so many lessons along the way. And I've learned, actually, that the journey getting to that tournament was the reward. It helped me build my resilience, build my confidence. And I never forget that tournament, and I think that that's the one tournament that has really, really changed my life for the better.
What karate school was it?
So my first karate school was in Richmond Hill Karate and Fitness. But when I started competing as an elite athlete, I then went on to train at continental Karate Dojo. And that is my dojo now, my karate school, and they really helped me to become an elite karate athlete. I've trained with them ever since, and I'm so thankful for my coaches, for my teammates. They're like a second family to me, and it's really like my second home.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I played sports my whole life. There's so many different elements that sports can give you.
Yes.
And then even on the martial arts standpoint, the discipline of it, the focus of attention, the hard work. Yes. And then when you're a hyperactive kid too, you get to release some energy and as well develop some skills. So probably, at the beginning it's a win for your parents, and then as you get older, you start to realize that these are assets that you're building as you build out your tool belt as an individual too.
100%.
And another core thing that I believe with sports is the ups and downs that you get, right? Mm-hmm. It's not always going to be win, even though you think every time you step on the mat, you're going to take this W.
Exactly.
Give me some, so I guess talk me through some ups and downs that you kind of experience in the karate journey? Obviously on the podium, but there could be some more of those, but just talk to that, because I think those are important pieces that you pick up from sport.
Oh my gosh, I think the majority of my life have been ups and downs. Like, I've experienced more failures than I have wins. And not many people actually recognize this. They only see the medal, right? They only see the final result. You're an athlete, you know this, but they don't know the hard work that goes into achieving these results. A couple of my ups and downs were, well, my first nationals, I got bronze, so that was like a win for me. It was my first elite tournament. When I got to Croatia, that was where the World Youth Cup was in. I lost my finals by only a few points, by 2 points. I think it was 4-6 or something like that. So that was the first biggest loss for me, because I was this close, but at the same time, I was this far, right? But it took me a while to understand that this wasn't a loss. This was a failure this was a success in disguise. It was a failure that set me up for success. A couple of other instances that I've had have been at my national tournament the year after I medaled internationally. So imagine, I had this expectation of myself. I just medaled internationally at 13 years old. I'm going to go in and beat everyone. I had big ego back then. But when I went to the national tournament, I think I lost second round. And let me tell you, I was so discouraged. I told myself, but why? Like, I've trained every day. I just came back from an accomplishment, and here I am losing. Like, why? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? It was actually my family who told me, you know what? You're putting too much pressure on yourself. Sports isn't just winning and losing, right? It's not a straight path. You need these ups and downs so that you can excel, so that you can grow as an individual, right? The funny thing is that if I were to be on the national team that year that I actually lost, I wouldn't have competed in pageants. So I told myself, this didn't happen so that something better could have happened, right? So that to me was like, that was such a surreal experience. Like, when something doesn't happen, it's for a reason. So after that, I went on to pageants. I got first runner-up, which meant second place. And the first place winner got sent to an international pageant. And I also got sent to another international pageant. And at that pageant, I actually won. So that was another surreal experience. Like, if I got in first place, I would have been sent to another pageant. But because I got second, I got sent to this pageant where I could win in this competition. And so many other instances have happened in national tournaments where I lost finals by a few points, by 1 point, or by penalty, and I got second place, and this was really disheartening to me. So that's why this year in particular was such a momentous year for me, because this year I won gold. This year I went on to medal at Pan American Championships, which was a lifelong dream of mine. And I told myself, you know what? All these ups and downs that I had, they built me to become who I am today.
Yeah, it's so true. You know, you're very like self-reflective and have a good perspective where you can kind of see from above, like, 30,000 feet above, and looking down and kind of see all the different pieces of it too, which this is kind of like a personal question, because I feel like I am like that now. Yes. But when I was, especially probably up until like 25, I was like blinders up. Like, my only goal was like success, and I couldn't see the other things. Did you always have this kind of self-reflective, or was it, you're still 20 years old, but was it when you were 17, 18, 19, was it just this year, or was it your parents kind of feeding this into you? Like, did you always have that lens, or is this something that you've added recently?
That's such a good question. Well, my family has always told me, you don't have this lens. Like, it's not always win or lose. This isn't sports. Personally, I think I always have this lens. It's like win, win, win. But I always have to kind of back up and tell myself, no, this isn't why you're doing karate. This isn't why you're competing. I think it's normal to have this lens, like you always have to win, because you're an athlete, you train hard for what you do, you go and compete with the mindset of I have to win because I worked hard for it and I feel like I deserve it. But it's a reality that we all have to accept that it's not going to be that way, right? Any athlete, doesn't matter which sport you're in, it's not win or lose. It's not gold, silver, bronze. No, it's just the journey is the reward. You're going out there to perform. And whoever has trained the most, they're the ones who medal. So we just have to accept that, right?
Yeah. But it's no more than whoever trains the most too, right? Like it's even, you could wake up and have a good day and it's your day to execute on all the hard work, or something could happen, like all these external uncontrollables too. That's what I find. It's like, but I think that you have a good view on it.
And I think mentally too, like you just pointed out something, it's also mental, right? Like I feel like sports, not many people know this, but as an athlete, the sports is mostly mental. I used to think it was 50-50, mental, physical, but it's not. It's like 70% mental, 30% physical, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Maybe, and 5% magic.
Exactly. That's a really good point. 5% magic.
Okay, so you're also in advocacy and empowerment. That's a part of your world too.
Yes.
Working with organizations like Operation Smile Canada and 360 Kids. Please tell me about those organizations, how you got involved in it, why, shine a light on both of those.
Of course. So I've been involved with Operation Smile Canada for many, many years. It's one of the first organizations that I've been help volunteering for. So essentially, this organization, nonprofit, helps those families who need the funds to afford surgeries for children living with cleft deformities, cleft lips and cleft palates. And unfortunately, this is a dire issue that not many people know about, and this has led to malnutrition. They're being shunned from their communities, from their families. And by volunteering for them, we essentially raise awareness, we help raise funds, and we go a long way into helping saving these people's lives, especially children's life early on in life. As for 360 Kids, it's a nonprofit organization, one of the most well-known in Canada, actually. And essentially, this organization helps youth living in homelessness transition into a state of safety. So they provide shelter, food, education, healthcare, support, and everything that they need to get off of the streets from precarious living situations into a state of safety. And I've been a youth ambassador for this organization since 2018, I believe. And this past year, in 2023, I was appointed as a youth leader. So this is, I believe that it's a duty of ours as a youth living in such a land of opportunities to use a platform that we have to give back to those in need. I'm fortunate enough to have safe housing, to have a supportive family, to live in a good life. So I want to use the opportunities that I have to give back to those who unfortunately don't have these opportunities.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Another good piece to have in the tool belt,
Oh, 100%.
Don't wait till you make it before you do that. Just make it a part of as soon as you can.
Exactly, as soon as you can.
Where did I have here? You're studying law and society with the goal of becoming an international human rights lawyer.
Yes.
Wow. So tell me about that. Tell me about, before I pitch you on, you should be a business person.
Okay. No, please.
How did that come onto your radar? What interests you? What does that take? What do you do with it?
For sure. So I'm studying undergraduate law and society. And honestly, every time I tell someone that, they're like, oh, a lawyer, okay. Well, honestly, I've always had a passion in the field of law. I think as someone who is, I guess, a martial artist, someone who's involved in philanthropic work, this field has really interested me. I'm drawn to it, and I feel like I'm a very bossy person. So you can say this suits me in a way. When it comes to what I do, I guess I'm not much of a math or sciencey person. I'm more of law, rules, politics, I guess, writing, research. So this really drew me to it, and it's really big saying that I want to become a lawyer, but of course I have to put in that work to become a lawyer. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, for sure. You definitely have an understanding of goal, reverse engineer it backwards.
Exactly.
I do this, and this to have a shot at achieving that.
Exactly.
So where are you're doing that right now? You're studying. Where are you studying it?
I'm studying at York University.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, no, I'll leave it.
Oh, okay. I'm so looking forward to it.
Whatever you do, you'll be successful at. So.
Thank you so much. I hope
so
to be a
go down that
positive
path.
change. Thank you.
And I'll say, go and get your degree, and then come
my
hang out
best.
here and let's build something together.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess that is, we'll say career is one piece of it because, life is multidimensional and,
Yes.
What you do for work is just one aspect of it.
Yes.
Obviously, you're very aspirational person. What are some other future aspirations that you might have? Other aspects of your life? Is it just you're kind of on your path right now and you're just going to continue to expand it? Or are there other things that you're thinking about, maybe 5, 10, 20 years down the road of, future?
That's such a good question. And a bit of both, really. I hope to expand and do something new. One thing that I'm doing is actually, it's in the works. I'm writing 2 novels with my sister. One is kind of like a children's book. It's like a picture book. The second is a full-length fantasy novel that we've actually been working on for many years now. And we hope to publish this, and I hope to actually write another novel soon, more about like my life journey, about the lessons that I've learned, and share this with the world. So that's in the works. The second is actually an initiative that I've been working on for the past 8 years, and I've recently expanded on during these past few months this year. And this initiative is called Beyond the Classroom. And ultimately, it takes a proactive approach to empowering women, starting from schools. So one component of this project of mine involves me doing a seminar, and I want to go into elementary schools. This is intended for grades 3 to 8. And in these seminars, I'll be acting as a keynote speaker, a guest speaker, and I'll be giving a short 25 to 30-minute animated presentation. And essentially, in this presentation, I'll be sharing 10 golden rules of champion minds. What is I may be asking? Well, these are 10 essential life lessons that I've learned throughout my life journey that help navigate me to success. And I really hope that through this project, I'm able to further strengthen my proposal, which is something that I've been working on for the past few years, to instill self-defense classes in elementary school phys ed curriculums. Now, this is something that I believe to be as essential as CPR, and this is something that I've been actively working on bringing to fruition for many, many years, and I hope that one day I can see it come to pass.
There's the business.
There's the business part,
Come
like you're
on.
talking about.
There's a business. I'd be like, okay, how many elementary schools are in Canada and US? Be like, what's this program? Oh my goodness, come on. You could have in person, then have like the long tail of like a book or a course or something too.
Yeah.
And, what's it called? The 10
golden rules of champion minds.
Love that.
Thank you.
Because whether this is a piece of like your life philosophy.
Yes.
Boiled down to the 10 points of it.
Yes.
Sounds like a great business.
Thank you.
So any advice or inspiration for others? I think that you do it with how you're living and kind of what you're saying, but we're recording here now. We can clip it out and put it out there. Mm-hmm. Advice for individuals out there.
I will. I would say the biggest advice is to never listen to the naysayers. Let me tell you something. The bigger your goal, the more obstacles there will be. The more roadblocks you're going to encounter in your life journey. And the more naysayers and people you'll have in your life that will try to divert you away from your path. Now, I've experienced this throughout my life, so have everybody else who's set themselves a goal. Now, the truth is that you should listen to these naysayers, but never listen to what they say. Use it as motivation, use it to propel you forward, but don't ever try to narrow your dreams or to bring down your goals just because of other people's limited mindsets. So stay motivated, stay goal-driven, and stay disciplined. It takes discipline for you to reach your goals. And if you have this discipline, this resilience, and this goal-oriented mindset, then I assure you can reach your goals and dreams no matter how grand it may be it in sports, and academics, and music, and anything you dream of, you can and you will achieve it. Just stay focused on your goal.
I love that.
Thank you.
Who do you look towards for inspiration? Is there any people of content that you consume that, help guide you, or you pick up nuggets from them to kind of develop this type of mindset? People, podcasts, YouTube, books, whatever it may be. Is there any people that...
Yes, there is actually. Well, first being my mother and my sister, the most important female figures in my life. And a woman that I've really looked up to ever since I can remember, her name is Nazanya Afshinjan McKay. She actually won Miss World Canada, I believe, the year that I was born or the year before. And she went on to win first runner-up at Miss World internationally. She's very well known in the Iranian Canadian community. She is married to a very well-known political figure in Canada. And she is a human rights activist. She is a philanthropist. She is a humanitarian and change maker. And I aspire to be like her and live by her teachings. And I hope that one day I can reach her level of her success and to be like her one day.
Yeah, and that you can do for others as she has done for you.
100%, exactly.
Okay, quick fire, rapid one. Favorite way to unwind after a big competition?
Movie marathon.
Movie marathon.
Harry Potter in particular. Oh. Harry Potter, guys.
How many times have you gone through the Harry Potter gauntlet?
Oh my gosh. 20 times, probably.
Love it. A book or movie that inspires you?
Book?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
No,
that's one of them. The book, I would say The Alchemist. Movie, there's a lot. I'm stuck between The Pursuit of Happiness and The Karate Kid.
Yeah. The Alchemist. That's amazing. That's the only book I read.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have you listened to it?
No.
Yeah, get the audio version of it. It's
I've heard.
It's a whole other experience, but
I'll do that.
I did that this year. It's great.
Okay. Wow.
And then one thing you always carry in your gym bag.
That I always carry in my gym bag. I would say wraps.
Yeah.
I get blisters so often that I have blisters right now, infected blisters that I always have to wrap. And I think I have around like 5 different pairs of wraps. So that's something you'll always find in my gym bag. And if you need anyone with medical supplies, I'm your girl.
Okay, love it. Well, I think you're amazing. You're doing amazing things. I'm super happy that you're on the cover of the Neighbour paper. And good luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity to be here, for Neighbour Media's support, and for always supporting your fellow community members. Thank you so much.
Love it.